Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Ma Krishna Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शता नित्यलील प्रविष्ट इस डिवाइन ग्रेड अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrindi ki jai, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampadai ki jai, ISKCON Vartaman Guru Vrindi ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatim Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. Today devotee, morning or devotee, we went for a round. He said a lot of peacocks are getting attracted. But you forgot, Rajahamsas are also getting attracted. Just like Maharaj is come here. He is not a Rajahamsa. So, these are the extraordinary people whom Prabhupada personally cultivated. And they are getting attracted here. That means you have done something good. I went and spoke to Maharaj about very sensitive subject matter. I said, what are your chances of staying back for Janmashtami? He said, no problem, whatever you say. So, it's a rare commodity or rare thing to have association of exalted people. We can see Prabhupada through them. You've not seen Prabhupada, but see through them. How much love they have for Prabhupada. What position they were in. How they struggled with Prabhupada, and they are now encouraging us. So they are the examples or pratyaksha praman for us to take up to, see, it's coinciding with that. Pratyaksha praman, that they are living Prabhupada teachings and they are sharing with us. So, indeed it is, our Swayam Krishna Prabhu was talking about, Prabhu, you have to speak today. I said, Maharaj is there. How can I? No, Maharaj is going. So to hear from pure devotees is the desire for every one of us through the years. So now whatever we speak through Prabhupada's literature, whatever he has spoken, whatever he has come from his heart or through his disciples. So it's a great opportunity for all of us in this place that at the present time it is attracting. What happens if your temple opens? Krishna is delaying it a little bit. The reason is he's also building your heart with the temple. All of us should build a temple in the heart, then the external temple will be more fruitful, more realization happen. What do you think? Mana mandire. Build a temple in the heart with the fundamental pillars of what teachings of Srila Prabhupada, the Bhagavatam and the devotees. So it's a simultaneous process. Because Krishna is also sitting in the heart. How much are we identifying with him? Now we identify with the external potency. The externally is manifested. Krishna expands in two forms, unmanifested and manifested. We can't see the unmanifest. We see all this Brahmanda as is unmanifest form. But personal manifestation right there in the front. So we come, we see him, we appreciate. So it is necessary for us to personally connect with him. When you start connecting with him, even the unmanifested way at that time, realization starts. For a pure devotee, whether it is internal or external, Krishna is presented 24 hours. But for a conditioned souls, we require sadhana bhakti as much as possible stronger to get that kind of an understanding. It may happen, it may not happen, but Srila Prabhupada manifested Krishna from his heart into all ISKCON temples. So the moment we go, we see ISKCON temple, immediately for even common man, Krishna temple they'll say. ISKCON is synonymous with Krishna. So this is the consciousness Srila Prabhupada was giving us. But where are we stuck? Where are we? The building is come up, first floor, second floor, third floor, and some buildings don't go up. What is the problem? Finance problem, contractor problem. In the same way, if our sadhana bhakti does not make proper progress, we get stuck up. The realization also gets stuck up. So that's why many times we are not in that mood. It is not that we deliberately do it, but somehow our concentration of our mind gets deviated with samsara tapatraya. ISKCON is a place where Krishnera samsara karo. So what is this? He says chadi anachar. Anachar is not but only association. Anachar is already sitting inside. When you are with devotees, when you are with pure devotees, when you are doing Harinam Sankirtan, when you are doing all this, Chadi Anachar automatically it goes. That's why Sadhu Sangha is necessary. All of us have to congregate now and then and glorify Krishna. The more you glorify, then sambandha with relationship starts. So, the point what today Swayam Prakash Prabhu was speaking about, how to increase the utsaha. How to understand utsaha. You build a beautiful house, Garav Pravesham happens. Unless you have that Graha Pravesham and those 4 or 5 days, 1 week, you're so busy. Every one of us in the house is busy, whether it's the children, whether it's the parents, the relatives. What a utsaha. Is it not natural for when you do something good, you would like to share, you would like to call people, talk about things around and give them prasad, give them gifts. So it reminds, one, mane katti nodu, over. Aamele madve maadi nodu. The next utsaha is when your child grown up, you want to get them married, and the marriage day is coming next 1-2 months, you will shut up everything. However busy you are, you will tell them, my son, daughter get married. I want to distribute my invitation cards, talk about that. You will literally close everything. Your Maya, so-called Maya, is shut because of sambandha with your son or daughter getting married. Again, utsaha. So in the same way, so many occasions, time and again happens in our house. Venugopal, you ask him, a beautiful baby is born in their house. He's become too busy. Everything goes around that. Every activity which is happening in this material world is an expansion of utsaha from the spiritual world. Is nothing concocted here. Every aspect of our life is going on is nothing but. Even in ISKCON, we see when a person takes a red cloth from a white cloth. I met one devotee very close to us. So he sent me a message, Prabhu, I'm taking Diksha today. Means Diksha is already taken. He is taking the cloth to wear saffron. That is the utsaha. And I saw that video he sent. They all went around. What a celebration. But each one has a celebration. It is the same thing. Nothing is less or more. Like that same way you take, somebody is taking sannyas diksha. So a celebration is all this a part of our varnashram dharma. And it is a celebration. But all the celebration, if does not end with Harinam, finished. If you don't connect that utsaha with Krishna, that will be limited. It will not be a house. It will not be a successful wedding. Everything goes for a sex. And you don't realize that. That is the gift Maya Devi gives you. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is not like that. He gives you there also. He makes sure when you come here, there is an opportunity. So, Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshuru Ulminitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. What a sloka it is. What an understanding it is. So, a Divya Gnan, two types of wives, external and internal. So, when we get that internal, Om Jnana Timirandasya, Jnana. So, this Jnana, what is this Jnana? This Jnana is a relationship. Sambandha Jnana. Whatever has happened, Utsaha in your house, because it's Sambandha. You're related to your child. You're related to that house. You're related to your relatives. That Sambandha Jnana is there, that's why you're enjoying. So if that Sambandha is not there, it is you don't enjoy. A person who comes for a Garapravesham, for a wedding, he is not so happy as much as the person who is conducting. Because the Sambandha which is, he is a friend, that's all. Something like that, he is invited. So unless we understand all the sensitive aspect, your growth of Krishna consciousness will get stuck up. Sambandha Gnana is based on relationship. The moment I become his friend, then we love each other. So investing in relationship is the top priority in the material world as well as spiritual world. So you have to invest all your potency there, understanding what is the relationship, husband and wife relationship, children, parents relationship, grandparent relationship. So relationship has got a top priority in our society. And that relationship is coming from spiritual world. And when that matures, when that relationship matures, what happens? Spiritually, then Nityananda Prabhu defines this: Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dana Pran. You understand now? Why Nityananda didn't have his father and mother? He had. Why he didn't take those names? Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita. Krishna. This is Aishwarya. So, relative truth, there is absolute truth. So, this Sambandha Gnana which is there with us, you have to analyze. Some things are going on and some things get left out. So, this is where Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalak. To illustrate this, one example is, there was a big merchant who is very rich. Anybody comes, he gives bhiksha, and that's how his life goes on. He was going on like this. And one day, one bhikshuka came. He was a little old person, all daddy, everything. He came and he asked for bhiksha. So he gave him. But this guy started coming daily. He saw 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. Even Atithi, more than 3 days, you should not stay in one place. Then you will become Tithi. Because people they're not comfortable. So this person came, then he got really worked out. One day he got, you don't have any other work. There's no other house for you. Why are you only standing here? Go other places. Nobody else is giving, you are giving, so I'm sitting here every day, I get prasad, whatever you are giving. So they fight and he was about to push him. In the meantime, the neighbor, old person was there. The neighbor house. So he came, what is happening? The moment he saw there was a fight going on, he came nearby and said, hey, wait a minute, wait a minute. He was pushing him. What are you doing? This guy is your father. He said he's your father. Because that old man and this, they were friends, neighbors. Immediately what happened to this guy? He got bewildered, took his father inside, nice bath, everything. To illustrate understanding is Sambandha Gnana I'm talking about. When relationship established, then you know the real nature. Motivated relationship, what? Real realization, relationship, what it is you have to look at. Some people are motivated just to get something out, they have some kind of relationship. So this samsara is all about this, that we have to learn to understand, not to neglect the relationship, but relationship has its time duration in this world. It is not eternal. It has 100 years. In that, we don't know how much of time we have with each one. So relationship comes and goes. It's not against, it's the natural thing. But it's not a permanent thing. So, Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnana. So you have to start evaluating what exactly is the relationship, what is this sambandha, which can be eternally there. And this is what established by Nityananda Prabhu. He says, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhanabra. So when material relationship gradually keeps changing, but there is one relationship which doesn't change, Guru and Krishna, they are there. So if your andhakar, which is if it doesn't go from here, then the problem is that what kind of progress we are making. Just like a silk moth, when it goes from one leaf to another leaf, it goes in such a way that it gets fully fixed up in the other leaf, slowly it leaves. In the same way, our progress of devotional service, when we are growing slowly, we have to understand what is the reality of this illusion world. Our Krishna Sambandha has to become stronger and stronger. Not that we are living the other, it is naturally going away. Children come, get married, they go. Parents, after life, they leave. Friends go, keep changing. So everything is changing. But one relationship is not changing. He is the Paramatma. He is so merciful sitting in the heart only. He is sitting in the Paramatma. How to understand this? So this Sambandha Gnana is what is very important for us to, how to develop this Sambandha Gnana. So this is where we are talking about Utsava, Nityotsava. So the festivals which happens now and then, if you want to experience Nityotsava in the spiritual world, which is every day it is happening, so unless you practice here, you will not get that. So the 12, the 24 festivals, whatever we are doing, our involvement in understanding the Rama's birth, Krishna's birth, Narsinga's birth, you have to put your 100% whatever time you have there, you get involved in that utsaha. In the beginning, you may have difficulty, but gradually what happens is those 3-4 days, you involve in yourself. That's why every year this opportunity is given, Krishna's birth, Rama's birth, spiritual masters, but so many festivals are coming. But they are not coming every day. But a preparation for every day when you go to the spiritual world. Every day Krishna is, you are experiencing that utsava. So it's a very simple understanding that any utsava in the house is not eternal. You don't do the wedding every time. Right? You don't do the graduation every time. So it's material. Very simple to understand. I'm just putting it across. You are all in this society. If you don't have your Sambandha Gnan with Srila Prabhupada, these books, this society by and large, you can be there, but it will be saturated. You are there only. You cannot make progress. And nobody will come and ask you what happened to you unless you want to go and ask him, please help me, sir. And time will come where you want everybody, nobody wants you. So this utsaha of these festivals, the more we get involved in activities of doing so many activities for Krishna, decoration, talking about Krishna, bringing people, give them, all these are transcendental activities. So probably in another next 2 weeks, we have a beautiful festival coming up. Gear up yourself. Yes, this Janmashtami will be the last Janmashtami in this place. It's going to go in the bigger. So let's do it good. So many ways you can think of. Right? The whole thing is manifesting is nothing but taking Krishna from there to there. Why are we wasting our time if you are not making progress? Nobody can sit in the same class. So there has to be some progress. Do it internally. It may not manifest outside. But Phalena Parichayate, walking, you will know. People will see what's happening. I am not talking about renouncement at all. I'm talking about enjoyment. And a super enjoyment and permanent. Good, better, best. You start with goodness. The better is another place where you get opportunity to serve Krishna here. Then the best is spiritual world. If you don't have trust in this, there's something wrong with us. So you require faith. So this Om Ajnana Timirandasya, if you meditate more and more, you understand the spiritual life has to be seen through the eyes, hear through the ears, then through which goes to the heart, that starts manifesting. That start manifesting. Pratyaksha Pramani, so many wonderful devotees here. They're all making progress. They're all making progress to their capability. But if we see somebody more getting in Krishna Bhakti more and he starts walking in that way, you can make out that, oh, he's making progress. Many times a sannyasi comes and says, all of you want to come. Because you think he is Krishna got more. But he's going to give you more. Will you take? It cannot be a lip service. It has to be hard service. Nothing will manifest without hard labor. The hard labor is very, very important. So Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that it's not going to be easy practicing devotional service. How it can be? He says, Abhyasena Kaunteya, you have to practice. It is not a mental thing. You have to work hard to get what small thing in this world to pass one examination. We are putting hours of hours time to pass, and to pass the life exam, it's not going to be easy. But if Krishna wishing, he can pass you just like that. So Krishna has both. He can make you work hard, or he can just give you that way. That is his prerogative. And is the Guru's prerogative. But for us, the interjection is we don't know what will happen to us. So these festivals creates an atmosphere to be Krishna conscious with all the devotees. It's not an opportunity for you to do single-handedly, but you're doing with groups. This group, that group, this group, so many groups. If you actually, we have more than 30-50 services which is happening for Janmashtami. There's a team of people who are doing jewelry. There's a team of people who are stitching dresses. There's a team of people who are planning for a cooking. Wow. If you read, this is Krishna conscious. Absolutely, Krishna is pleased with all of you. But that should sustain. It should start improving more year by year goes on. Nowhere, nobody left their families. Pancha Pandavas till last moment, they did not leave the family. They took care of the world. So we are in different ashrams. We are not against that. But a time will come, your heart, this heart has to go to Krishna. This body will go down. But if this body doesn't cooperate with the heart, what will happen? Hine, Pundye, Mrityulokam, Vishnu, goes off that side. So that what you call, that is the crux of Krishna consciousness. And for that test, you don't have to worry. He will determine whether this devotee will go or not. He will take care of that. Paramatma is there. It is not the, since your faith, what is there in the heart of a devotee, Krishna knows. Somebody in the house who are all there, she knows what is his secret. He knows what is her secret. If a person sitting in the heart will not know your secret about, how much of illusion we are in? Is it not? So, the thing is, both are very clever. They will never expose each other's secret. Krishna is also more merciful. He will also not reveal that. But he will give you Guru. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya. He will not criticize your anarthas. He will send somebody who can remove your anarthas. That is Om Ajnanatimirandasya. It happens in two ways. It happens through the Shastra. It happens through the spiritual master. That's why Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, go and approach a spiritual master. Otherwise, you don't require that sloka. If Krishna were to be there for Arjuna, he is there for us also. But still, he says, no, go and approach a spiritual master. It is necessary a living spiritual master who gives you diksha, who gives you shiksha, who show you something. All these people are gurus only. So this word of Om Ajnanatimirandasya is not ordinary. It's a Pratyaksha Praman, and Prabhupada Senior, who is the visionary, the missionary, everything Prabhupada is, who is given us everything. If we are thinking all this happening is because of us, yes, some Alil Seva. But Prabhupada desired that a temple should be here. His spiritual master desired, yes, 108 temples. Even after 108 temples, build more temples. But temple is not just building a temple. This temple should also build the hearts of the temple, of each devotee. A person comes, he will do some, what do you call, archana and vidya, and he goes. He has some material desires and goes. But he forgot that he can give himself to him. So this is where ISKCON comes into picture. He makes sure, Prabhu, take all this, but also you keep coming regularly. Then he starts building up relation. So this Sambandha Gnan is very, very important of building relation with the Supreme Lord. You're coming, invest your time in understanding. What a beautiful ditties. Whoa, this, all you start praising everything. Then what happens? It registers in the heart. When this is explained by Acharya, when good characters manifest in the personality, it is like a mirror in the front. When you go and see, you see yourself, a better person. You are. So it is necessary. The amount of knowledge, whatever you have, it is not for prachar only. It's also for practice. So it is necessary for all of us to involve in this utsaha with this kind of celebrating Krishna Janmashtami, 12 o'clock, or that time Krishna is born. That meditating aspect will slowly start building up in our heart, and ever it will manifest. And the time when we are living this world, which we don't know, but we will be prepared. Even if you are not prepared, Krishna prepares you. Because you have done sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti cannot be superficial. It cannot be artificial. How long are you going to do that? Huh? So when we are analyzing the Shastra, studying the Shastra, every word is important to why these words are coming up. You have to meditate on this. Bhakti-Siddhanta Thakur would give so many days of lecture on one particular purport. What is that he is understanding that we are not understanding? That's why we have to hear from him. So when we are doing abhyasa, let us say you have your time with your Bhagavatam, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, don't get anybody there. That's it. 15 minutes you wait. Nothing will happen in this world. So when you are doing your japa, when you are doing your studies, when you are hearing, all this is a time of interval to Maya. Am I right? What do you think? Do you give interval to Maya? Because he keeps coming. Because the moment we go out, interval over, we are going to the Maya. But the amount of time we have invested here will protect you there. Alpam aushadi. See Krishna Divya Aushadam makes the difference. So, Sambandha Gnan, coming back to investing our valuable time among devotees, among our association with the Shastra, and service to deities, and prachar. All this will build our Sambandha Gnan. What is that Acharya sees which you don't see is nothing but that qualification. That qualification which matters. So, this Srila Prabhupada's, especially his mood of Krishna consciousness was a package where even a simple child can go back to Krishna consciousness. This is the only movement where it is integrating all kinds of people. Everybody can come and experience. Ordinary people can go back to Godhead. No other person really talks about this. So your birth is not a criteria. Your prior qualification is not a criteria. No criteria. Only you have to come, take nice Krishna Prasadam, whatever is there, you study and you go back to Godhead. Golokera Premadana Krishna Nama Hari Sankirtana. That's the only thing. So to make people chant Hare Krishna, we have to build systems. So that is our labor of love, what we do. You get it? When we give our hard-earned money, when we give our time, when we give our intelligence, everything to Krishna, which don't belongs to you, what Krishna says, all the knowledge is coming from me. Why can't we understand this? Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Each Bhagavad Gita sloka is hitting right at us. We have nothing. So same intelligence we are giving back. But Krishna is making you a recipient of that. So the Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna, I was preaching in one garden. So they said, you speak. There were many devotees were there. There was a beautiful river going on. So I was sitting there. Then they are very good distributors of book. Usually US, most of the time they distribute books. So I was thinking, what should I speak with these people? They are so dedicated, things like that. So I took that Bhagavad Gita book. I said that how many people have you read this book? So 50% said we have read and 50% they are in the process. So I talked about Bhagavad Gita. What is the specialty of Bhagavad Gita? That's all I said, nothing else. I didn't degrade any other Bhagavad Gita. I highlighted that Bhagavad Gita. Anybody who reads this book, understanding becomes Krishna Bhakta. And for that, I gave the example of Arjuna only. He surrenders in the second chapter. In the middle chapter, he understands who Krishna is. In the final chapter, he surrenders. And Karishe Vachanam. That's all I explained. Hundreds of questions came later. More than the class, I spent time in talking to people. So the value of the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is more important than you holding Bhagavad Gita. In the same way, you may have distribution, you may do so many things, but if knowledge doesn't touch your heart, what difference it makes? Because you are a recipient of that. You have come to Krishna consciousness. How can this go on everywhere? So the value of the Bhagavad Gita is in understanding, not just reading. Because many people read, many people understand, many people talk about it. How many realize? So if Bhagavad Gita as it is, why is I said as it is? I highlighted on the word as it is because it's making devotees. Others may be making, but the quantum of people taking up to Krishna consciousness is Bhagavad Gita as it is. Am I wrong? He says correct. Proof is here. So the point is for all of you have to look at that this Gita is making devotees. You understand this and you sit with people, makes a lot of difference. So, anywhere you go, Bhagavad Gita, one sloka can live that. And in that Bhagavad Gita, what is that which is talking about? Janma karma chame. Why I am bringing this sloka? It is related with Nityotsava. Please don't think this Prabhu is repeating the slokas. No, I am not repeating the slokas. I am highlighting what we are supposed to do together and when single-handedly. What he says? What did I say? Janma karma chame divyam yo me veti tattvataha. This word tattvata is a very dangerous word for material. If you don't understand. Beautiful word, this tattva. Rasa is there in that. What happens? Tattvataha. What does it yield? What is the completion of that sloka? Tyatva deham punar. Wow. How many of you have realized it? That is why Nityotsava is required. Celebrate Krishna Janmashtami so nicely that it helps you to keep for the next year. This year we did like this. Next year, what will happen? You believe it or not, this year, you go to the next year, I'm telling you, more 100 people will be here. Because this is going to explode. Atom bomb takes time to explode. But once it explodes, all of you will be busy. When I come to talk to you, Prabhu, I'm busy, I'm preaching, you'll say. This is what Prabhupada wanted. He made everybody busy. Busy with real business, not adulterated business. What is that business? He is to connect people to Krishna, having your relationship with and making others. This tattvataha is, you will start seeing people as Krishna's expansions there. You will not discriminate. And that is what is there in as it is. Am I right? So this as it is word, please register it. It's not ordinary. Every word of Prabhupada titles, whether it's Krishna conscious movement, whether it is as it is, everything has a meaning behind it. And the result also, it is result orientation program of ISKCON society. Is it not? How many of you agree with me? Because you cannot disagree with me because you are a recipient of that. Otherwise, you will not be sitting here. Even if you don't lift your hand, I will take it up. What do you say? But still you can lift up your hand. Haribol. So, the point is, Janma karma cha me divya. So when Krishna's Janma is coming up, so you can all plan what best I can do. Our telephone in the temple should be always vibrating. Prabhu, I have got time. I have got 4-5 days time. What do you want me to do? Please do this. Even if you don't come, no problem. Krishna will forgive you. The aspect of your desire is sufficient for pleasing Krishna. In this world, nothing will happen. If you just talk about people, no. You have to do and show. But for Krishna, even if you show in your heart, even if it is not pakka, but still you will appreciate. That's why Prabhupada said, anybody coming to the temple, even with a little appreciation, they are making progress in Krishna consciousness. Can you sit here? They can make place for others. Why don't you come here? The other people can sit here. So, the point is, Janma karma cha me divyam. The whole aspect is, Tyaktva deham punarjanma. Now, how many of us think punarjanma is, where do we take janma? So that is the most important aspect for us. I don't want to take birth. But there are Acharya who says, I don't mind taking birth among devotees. And Acharya says, I don't mind even taking birth in hell. Because I can preach. That is why Yamadharma left, according to Mahabharata, he came as Dasi Putra. Because he was tired of people punishing people. He wanted to glorify Krishna. He came as Vidura. An opportunity is there for all of us. You want to take a break, you can go. So there is no question of anybody. This death is nothing but change of your position, that's all. From this father to that mother to that sister, or something down. So the Vishnu Puran talks about the number of lives we are taking, and it goes very deep about these 84 lakhs of species. These 84 lakhs of species is, the end of that 10,000 which is talking about is the human life. In that, everything is there. Oh, yes, I've heard about all this. Yes, I have realized about it. But what's your plan? So Krishna gives you the human birth there for you to get out of this samsara chakra. So he gives you the opportunity for these 10,000 kind of people who are in that. So he is pleased when we take up the Krishna consciousness. Because the moment we lose the human birth, we don't know where we are going to go. So that's why Vishnu Puran explains that Krishna is pleased when Jiva takes up spirituality. When spirituality is taken up, Krishna is pleased. That is why he keeps sending acharyas. He sends the whatever is necessary, the scriptures, the Bhaktivinoda, the purport. All these comes to regenerate our consciousness towards spirituality, to embrace the Lord's relationship, which is eternal. He gives you an opportunity. That is why Sanatana Dharma is so perfect that time and places, if every utsaha or utsaha, what we were doing with our children, everything has a meaning behind it. Namakarana, you take different programs what we have in our life. According to Sanatana Dharma, everything is perfect, but a progression towards spiritual understanding. It is never static. At the 5th year, a child is given Brahmopadesham. But they were giving Brahmopadesham only for the Brahmanical aspect, according to the Kali Yuga. But in our Krishna conscious movement, they are given to everybody. But our people, our Srila Prabhupada gave for when we started realizing it. Here what happened in this material world is, father knows, whether knows Gayatri Mantra or not, he will give it up to his son. He doesn't know what is the meaning, because he is going by practice. Oh, my father gave me, I'll give. It is not that he is got Divya Gnana, what? So according to Shastra, the moment you understand Brahman, that is Brahma Muhurta. That is the time where you have to take a Brahma Gayatri. You understand? So an Acharya brings in that kind of values in such a way and to give to the people who are about to take that values. So in ISKCON, Brahma Gayatri is given when a devotee passes his Bhakti Shastri. A 5-year-old person, you are talking about Bhakti and gives him Gayatri. What is Gayatri? He is nothing but manifestation of Supreme Lord. He doesn't know anything. Nowadays, everywhere they put the Gayatri Mantra everywhere. They don't know what. So Sanatana Dharma has loss is seen. ISKCON is reviving it. So every time you acknowledge this, that what is this ISKCON giving to this world is unbelievable, unmatchable. Everything is done at the right moment. There is no superficial thing. Everything comes from the heart, because it's coming from the Supreme, the spiritual master who has the heart. Krishna is sitting there. So his time of his educating us was all perfect. So the values given by ISKCON today has to be meditated by all of us. It is not a monotonous stuff. If it is something which is just like that happening, then this would not go. We will become like any other mutt. We are not a mutt. It's a transcendental Vaikuntha where you come and experience, and the next step is in Vaikuntha. Provided we take up this, we carry this consciousness in our heart. The more we carry it, the more it is. But it is no way related to our renouncing these material aspects. There is nothing like that. We are engaging material aspect in the spiritual world. Nowhere it is said that, okay, we are renouncing everything and going. No. We are giving it a better shape. Our life becomes more lovable. In the house, if Krishna comes in the center, everybody is part of Krishna. Ananda is there all the time. If two people are fight in the house, where do they go? In the outside world, you will go to the lawyer. But here is a super lawyer sitting here. He goes solves your problem. Or his representative. There is no divorce in spiritual world. The spiritual realm, there is no divorce. There is only divorce from material energy. Material energy, you divorce. Nothing else. But you don't even divorce that also, because you engage her also here. Maya Devi is so happy the moment you surrender to Krishna. She will make 33 crore devatas will be opening their hands to serve you the moment you start chanting Hare Krishna. Because Supreme Lord has come to your. But the same Lord who is in the tongue goes to the heart, what will happen? All the devatas will help you to take up Krishna consciousness if you have the inclination. Nobody will come in. But it is the demoniac mentality people who will push us. So we have a great responsibility in building up this relationship. If you don't build relation with him, how will you build relation with others? So this is where it matters that we have to Krishna Rasayanam Piba. When we understand the pastime of Lord, when that comes out of our lips, when we share with others, then they become serious. So relationship is not just here, it is a continuous process. And somewhere if it goes down, then Krishna sends some acharyas like this. So this, the point is the miserable fact which is coming into all our life is nothing but misidentification of relationship. We expect certain things from this relationship. When that doesn't fulfill that relationship, suffering comes. You get a beautiful son, beautiful daughter, everything is fine. But if they don't dance to your tunes, you feel sorry. Oh my God, it's my son. What is yours? Because Jiva is independent. Why second chapter Krishna is talking about time and again that Jiva is separate from the body. We read it, but still we identify. It is not superficial. Krishna consciousness cannot be superficial. Long after 20 years, still we are identifying. There's something wrong with us. Identified with reality, yes, they are there with us. Someday they will go. When animals, things can happen, why are human beings getting bound? Everything will happen. Let us go with this life. Everything is determined, destined. But Krishna consciousness, you have to ask. You come to the front of the door, the house is locked from inside. If you don't knock the door, who will open your door? Nobody will open. In the same way, spiritual aspect is when you vibrate this holy name in the heart, in the mouth, you are inviting Krishna's mercy. The more you invite Krishna's mercy, the more you're stronger. But he comes and you shut the door. What happens? When the mind goes somewhere, we are thinking of something, that means shutting. So by practice, we overcome this. What is this practice all about? Sadhu Sangha. Maharaj, today's last 2 weeks back, he gave a class. He said about what Srila Prabhupada said, 95% is association. Am I wrong? He said in his class. Prabhupada said association is very, very important. So when you are congregating on a Sunday, on a festival days, it's a great opportunity to understand each of us and talk more about Krishna. This is a place of talking about Krishnera samsara karo chadi anuchar. It's not an ordinary place, but we can make it in our heart. Here you come, it's a Krishnera samsara. What we can do better? How we can preach better? How we can make this look? How Krishna's kingdom can be better? You know, We had a desire to make this cultural center from the beginning. Slowly it is revealing. We started with the dance class. Then yoga class started. Now, then something else came up after yoga. Krishna's kingdom is there. Then I think we have a proposition where a teacher has come forward where they can teach classical music, classical kirtan. So our idea is this has to be a vibrant place where people will come. All this they can learn at the same time. They can enjoy the taste. When you sing these devotional songs and understand the meaning, you will not appreciate the tune. You will appreciate the words and you will relate with you. It is not for a ear pleasure which people may sing outside. We are making it purposeful. Harinam Sankirtan is happening, Prasad distribution, so many things are happening. So this is a place of market. It's a supermarket where everything is available. So everybody has an opportunity to make their life success. What is, if you go and ask a person, what is success in your life? He will give you 101 things. But he will never tell what will happen to me after. And that's available in this Gita. So the more we read the Bhagavad Gita, more we will find Krishna repeating the same thing. And Prabhupada repeats the same thing. Why should we repeat? The reason is we are a jada. It requires push. Push, push, push. Like Prabhupada said, my spiritual master pushed me, so I push you all. So you push others. But the qualification of this pushing should be humility. If you are not humble, then you will be a disaster. You may have knowledge. Vidya Vinaya Sambandhe. So you meditate on these slokas. Don't meditate for others. Meditate for oneself. I am a humble. I am a simple. So look at all these aspects. So slowly speaking up. Our decoration is the character of gentleness or super gentleman is a jewelry for us. When we absorb all the nice qualities from this wonderful movement from the acharyas. To give a simple, crude example, I'll give you 100 rupees, 1000 bundle. I will tell you, go and put everywhere in this street. Even a sane man only will pick up that 100 rupees. He will not pick up anything else. He will not pick up the stone. In the same way, you are in Krishna consciousness, pick the best. Everything is the best. You have to pick those 100 rupees value because you know the value. The value of humility, the value of controlling the desires, the value of how you relate with people. These are the things you have to pick up and keep and practice. Because you get that 100 rupees, you know how to spend it. The same way, Krishna conscious path is a beautiful path. Beautiful trees, beautiful flowers, beautiful fruits, beautiful living entities. Please only picking up and embracing it and live that kind of life. Even desiring such things will help us to make progress. The more we look at these things, so misery in the samsara is because we are attached to those things. Even irrespective of whatever, we have to undergo those miseries. We cannot help, but we can stop in the future. Suppose a desire is there, which will actually impediment to my living, then you may not do that. You will sustain. Suppose you want to, you buy a small car. Suddenly something happens, somebody brainwashes you, you go buy a bigger car. He has no problem. Maybe he had influence with that car seller. You got into problem. You have to pay more installments. Is it not? In the same way, spiritual life is also very true. Be careful who gives you what kind of desires or what kind of influence they do to you. If you don't select people there, again you have a problem. You have to be very careful. Even among devotees, many people come, many people. Then you should know what you want to take from them. And if you don't want to take anything, no problem. You give. If you have good qualities, you can share with them. So this movement has a great future. And it's the future for everybody. And it is so sensitive world is small something happens, we are all disturbed. As you all know, that American, some lady, what is her name? She came to Taiwan. All of us are shaken up. They are talking about Third World War. Only one person coming from somewhere, she just went and visited, say hello, and she went back. The whole world is shaking. Is that a reality? It's a reality. So if you have to counteract that, only ISKCON can do, because they will distribute pressure to both China as well as Taiwan. It's a reality. So we have a great responsibility to do all this. It takes time, but it's a relay race. Don't worry, you don't have to go to China now, but there are devotees there. You pray for them. We are in a safe place right now, but the point is, this is a legacy which will go. Unless ISKCON expands to that level, then Krishna's government will be established in this earth planet. Again, it will revive Satya Yuga. So you can be a contributor towards this. You don't have to work about the lifespan. Don't worry about time. But what you have done is register. When Srila Prabhupada was talking about, if Krishna wishes, he can give you the whole world. But can you manage? That's what he's talking about. So we can manage slowly. This temple we can manage now. Slowly this will become more temples. Like that, many temples we have in Bangalore, north, west, east, everyone. Slowly everybody is expanding. Slow, it will expand. Because it's a desire of Srila Prabhupada. So the more and more we think about this. Now all of you have knowledge. Now the point comes that, oh, I know everything. Now I am a Pandit. So you can go. But let us assume why the humility aspect is very, very important is when Sanatana Goswami realized that he wants to serve Lord Chaitanya, the first thing he went and asked is, please explain to me who am I. Now let us look at his background. He was a minister coming from a Brahminical family, everything he knew. But in front of the spiritual master, he became a zero. He understood what is the goal of life. Only Krishna can show, and Krishna can. So he went and surrendered to Lord Chaitanya and said that, I don't know anything. Please help me. So to establish Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stapit Premena Bhutale. That is the second Mangalacharan what we chant. What does he say? Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantinam. Here Rupa Goswami is talking about how to establish this Lord Chaitanya's wisdom. So there 500 years ago, where Lord Chaitanya was there, Rupa Goswami desired how to go. So Lord Chaitanya gave this prayer. So let's all chant together. What is that prayer? Cheto darpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shriya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandamudi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamritaswadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatrapita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaivam Dusham Tradadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanena Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmaneshware Bhavata Bhakti Rahituki Hai Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitamum Vishame Bhavam Budau Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Siti Dhuli Sadrasham Vichintaya Nanda Tanaraya Vadanam Gadgada Rudaya Gira Pulake Nititam Apuh Kada Tavanam Grahane Bhavishyati Yugaitam Nishena Chakshusho Pravishaitam Punyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Ashlishyava Padaratam Vinastyama Padashanam Marmahatam Karotu Va Yata Tata Vajraturam Pitu Anatam Susuye Manapara Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the point is, now Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. How do we worship him? Krishna himself has to teach. So that is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sevak Bhagavan. He showed that devotion to Krishna, how it is, in a very simple way. Huh? Tom, Dick and Harry can become Krishna consciousness. So they picked up Jaga and Madai. So in this world, who is not Jaga and Madai? Can anybody think not about Jaga and Madai? The Asuram Bhavam Ashrita, the Asuras already, they are sitting in our heart. Asuram, already sitting there. The desire, the anger, the passion, these are all not externally, they are all there. But it's sitting in your heart also. So when we are praying like this, Lord Chaitanya is setting up standards. How to worship Krishna? Na dhanam, na jhanam, na sundarim. Why is he telling that what? We are going to leave the family or what? Take them to be the counterparts of you serving Krishna. Nothing else. So every aspect of our Krishna consciousness is inclusion. There is no exclusion. Many times we understand or misunderstand in such a way that, oh, what will happen to us? Nothing will happen to you. Everything will go on. 11 years back, we didn't have any money. We have collected 10 crores from them. What I brought from my house or what? So Krishna is a player. You desire, you become recipient. Like this, all Prabhupada temples started with a penny. Same thing in your house also. You had nothing, but wealth came because your prarabdha karma has set certain things for you. You can change it if you want to, if you're not happy with that life, but that can happen from here when you clap your hand here. How long we have to go with this samsara? And when will I become part of Krishna samsara? So this is a transit. So if you are a part of ISKCON, if you are not making progress towards that, we will go back. It will take many more janmas. Don't miss this bus. Very, very difficult to get an acharya like Prabhupada. My God. Sometimes the material examples actually becomes, it gives us a lot of solace. I was sitting in the plane and there was a lot of turbulence. Turbulence of two kinds. One is this, they shoot the bomb, if you go through the Middle East and things like that. And whenever this was happening, I was seeing the air hostess and all, they were very relaxed. And another set of people, they were also relaxed. They were children. The people who were scared was us. Oh my God, when it will fall down. Is it true? Then I think, hey, why these people are so relaxed? Why can't I be relaxed? Chant Hare Krishna. It's a fact of the matter is, we are so much get disturbed because our consciousness is not fixed. Na hanyate hanya mane sharire. Where did it go? We have to die, we go. Vasam jirani. Suddenly all these things should come into our picture. Or if you have to die, we'll die. At least I can chant Hare Krishna, but what about these people? So the point is, it's a very simple thing, but it doesn't register. It goes like this and they are very relaxed because they are practicing. The same way, material life is nothing but turbulence. Face it with Krishna consciousness and overcome it. You have nothing to lose. Just like all the Pancha Pandavas walked off with everything fine, we can walk too when the time comes. You are related with Krishna. Only people, some people may cry. Let them cry, no problem. But you are going back. So the point is your examination, your commitment to your holy name and your faith. That what it matters. Coming, the next point is about faith. The faith is a very, very important aspect for us to take up to this Krishna conscious movement. If faith is not there, even in simple terms, when we sit in a bus or when we go to a bus stand or anywhere you go, you give money and they take the ticket. The same bus stand fellow who is sitting and giving ticket, if he comes out, he says, I'm the same person. You ask him to give the money, you will not give. Faith, because he is authorized. So who is authorized, who is not authorized? You yourself know in this world, going to the university, you know this is that. So in material world, faith, how does it develop is somebody is backing it. What is the government is backing it? So that's what is mattering it. What about Krishna's government? So faith is important. That is coming through the parampara. That is coming through the literatures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all this. That doesn't change. Same thing coming. So when we dridam, when we have a nishchaya, all this very, very important for us to put our understanding in that and how to come out. So Srila Prabhupada, with 35 rupees in his pocket, fulfilled the desire of his spiritual master. The entire world is come up. So is that not a pratyaksha praman for faith? Even our simple desires, what we do to build a temple, build a house. So we have faith in ourselves. So many things happen. So in the same way, mana mandire, sitting this heart, the faith should be there. Yes, we can build a beautiful temple in our heart. So this is an external manifestation. So two things is very, very important is laukika gnana, laukika sambandha and tatvika sambandha. These two things we have to understand. What is laukika sambandha? Is nothing but external relationship. What is this external relationship? How do we understand that? Acharya has explained. What is tatvika sambandha? Is based on understanding what life is. Atma sambandha or deha sambandha. Put it in a simple words. What is Atma sambandha? What is deha sambandha? Deha sambandha is nashvara. What is Atma sambandha is eternity. So Atma sambandha can be developed only when you identify this, you're sitting in the body. This deha sambandha is one aspect which is here. The Maya is of two kinds here also. Is one, you are looking at this body and from this body something comes up, offsprings. So they are all deha sambandhi. But there is another thing which you have to understand is this, you are sitting in your deha, that is also deha sambandha. Only that gets detached only when you do atma sambandha. So this atma is science of self-realization, is the super duper slogan for our Krishna consciousness. Science of self-realization is nothing but science of Krishna consciousness. Self-understanding where you are. That is what Sanatana Goswami is asking. Who am I? Please tell me that. So we are practicing Krishna consciousness so many years. And if our fundamentals slowly don't become stronger and stronger, there's something wrong with us. That is why you have to approach Diksha, Shiksha, all this. See, we are soldiers of this movement. Everybody has to fight. So today or tomorrow you have to fight. Better get prepared. If this Vaishnava army has to grow, all of us have a recipient. Learn to give. Don't only take. What is that you have to give? Is Krishna Premadama. Harinam Sankirtan. Give them the knowledge of Krishna. Once a week, call your neighbors. Prepare some nice Krishna Kirtan. Give some prasad. Talk about Krishna nicely. Don't negate anything else. Yes, they're happy. Do some Harinam Sankirtan. Two things are very important in ISKCON is holy name chanting and prasad distribution. In between, we have the sandwich of the Shastra, Tattva. So, this Jada Sambandha, as long as this misidentification of your relation does not understand, if you does not transit towards Atma Sambandha. When Atma Sambandha happens, all of us become relatives. Because we are all part and parcel of Krishna's Vaishnava army. So absolutely there is no enviousness comes here. Even within the family there is enviousness. Oh, that one son will say, you gave more to my sister, you didn't give me more. Is it not? So this is all pratyaksha we see, but we don't understand. It will be there. As a parent, what you will do, you will explain to them. In the same way, we have got this recipient of Krishna consciousness. It is our duty to get people out of ignorance. And this ignorance will not go if we are not under Trinadapi Sunichena Taropi Saishna. So you have to identify people that they are in ignorance, that's all. Very nice people. They are also part and parcel of Krishna. Anybody has doubt? So if you don't have compassion towards them, it becomes too difficult. You cannot. That's why we have Harinam Sankirtan everywhere we do. Is unknowingly also it is going inside there. Because they can't shut their ears. So it is necessary for you in the soldiers of this Vaishnava army to do a little fighting among around us with humility. That is one is very, very important. These Shiksha Ashtaka, time and again you practice, slowly this will manifest with you. Yeah. Is it not? So, firm faith in the Shiksha Ashtaka, your humility and the knowledge to preach around to everybody in this world. Nobody is exempted. So that is what Krishna likes. So it's a great opportunity as a warrior, as a soldier, to use all your resources, what you have, as much as possible in preaching Krishna consciousness. You have 100 rupees, 200 rupees with you. Nice Krishna Prasadam you make. Call two neighbors, chant Hare Krishna, give them prasad, like that. Something else can be book distribution. So many things your resources can be. What? A person who gives time is the highest. Who gives the quality time, he sits above everybody. This kalo ahams me. Krishna says, I am the time. And if you give your time to Krishna, what else you want? If Guru is pleased, Krishna is pleased. So you are blessed. So this is where most important aspect that we coming to ISKCON, we have so many weapons with us. How to one by one you can take out. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Gulab Jamun, sweet, everything, take it out. And above all, sweet words from the mouth. Build relationship. Does not matter whoever he is. That relationship gradually makes in such a way that in Krishna's kingdom, we have children coming to the play. Right? We don't give them straight away. Slowly, with peppermint, we'll give and chant. In the same way, Jiva, when it comes into ISKCON, or a devotee comes in touch with the Jiva, that means he requires peppermint. He requires sweet. Suddenly you tell him, take this, give that chanting, and 16 rounds you sit and chant. He'll get confused. So, this Divya Aushadam will matter a lot, little. Solpamasya Trayato. So you know your responsibility of being an ISKCONite is learn to give. How you give? Come to me, I will tell you, or go to them, or go to them. So many people. So you have to build a house where everybody can come and stay. So this is what the conclusion of Srila Prabhupada. I want to build a house where everybody can come and take Krishna consciousness. Means to say this world, we have to make it Krishna consciousness. So all of us take this opportunity to take little and little in our own area, whatever is possible, preach to people and become success. We don't know when is our destiny, how long we are going to be there. But as long as we are there, let us remember one identity. We are in the Vaishnava army and we have to fight, and we have all the ammunition. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So it's a Utsaha. So let's take the next few days coming up, and it will not stop here. It's going to expand more and more. At least on festivals, let's all come together and make the best for, by and large, to all the people. A time where it has to come, we should be outside, they should be inside. What do you think? Don't we make place for our children to grow? Is it not? We give our sarvasva to them, but still you're happy. Huh? Because Sambandha Gnan. So Sambandha Gnan with Krishna we do, that's the ultimate. Yes, I'm open for discussion. When you make some space, so much of space that people are standing there.
Any questions from devotees?
Any comments? You can share your thought process. I might have gone wrong somewhere. Ishwar Hari, you are very dangerous. Go ahead.
Humbly, I would like to request you for some information. You were quoting from Vishnu Purana about the 84 lakh species, and you mentioned the human species as 10,000. So is there some special section of this 10,000, Prabhuji?
I'll send you.
No. What is so special about this 10,000, Prabhuji?
No, they have how many species, how many life, they have numbers are there. I'll send you them.
That's 4 lakh species of humans, Prabhuji. So.
Maybe. I may have misquoted, but
Okay.
I'll give you all the details.
Sure. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
He's Pandit. He wants the best.
No, Prabhuji.
No. Take it.
You described the Pandit perfectly. I am that person, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Very nice. I want some of the leaders to talk. Hurry. I'm waiting. Actually, I should ask forgiveness from Swayam Prakash. He had given me one sloka, but the time went, I want to end it with that. So I'll ask him to relate it. He was talking about, okay, I'll just put it in the Bhagavatam, one sloka is there, where Krishna, actually it should end with that, but Manda Sumanda Matayo, I forgot. In that Bhagavatam, he related one pastime about Krishna getting the fruits from that fruit seller. So when she goes different places, they comes to Krishna. Krishna comes running and wants to give flower. That she says, what you will give me in return? So he brings that grains. Actually, that actually concludes this, whatever I'm speaking. So concludes, and when she goes, there's so much of jewelry. So the point is, these Bhagavatam, all these, it's a wonderful pastimes, but it's a reality. So if we do some service to Krishna, we will be, I don't know in what way, how much Sukriti comes to us. I'm very sorry. So that's the conclusion of. So now we are serving in so many ways, many people come. So whatever little Alil Seva, what we are doing, Squirrel Seva, it's benefiting all of us. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So please forgive me. You forgiven me?
I'm no one, Prabhuji. You nicely in the beginning you mentioned about the celebration, Prabhuji. In any house, if there is any festival or any function, the whole family comes together and trying to do different the main person allots, okay, if there is a marriage, then he allots you take care of purchasing, or you take care of the cooking, or you take care of the guest reception, or giving the tambula and everything, so that the whole family comes together, and practically many days prior only the list starts, making whom all to call and everything, so that we don't miss out. So that way you made it very relevant, which we can relate to it. The same way there are a lot of services already devotees are planning, and many devotees have given their names also for the services. So again, we'll share the Google Sheets so devotees can give their volunteer for the services.
Swami Karya, Swakarya. You understand? Swami Karya is Swakarya. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Anybody else?
I
From
didn't give the
Mataji side,
shloka, the
anybody wants
pastime,
to
the other pastime I had given.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
I just want reflection, Prabhu, on some points you told. Many things are there, but I particularly wanted to highlight like how you mentioned how we are so welcoming of the people, and you emphatically told we are not a mutt. I think that's very relevant, because otherwise it's easy in an environment like this to feel this is also like that and get diluted. I really like that. There's a lot of deep, because if you see, not to compare or anything, but after a certain point, doors are closed in such places to the common man. Here, as they come closer and closer, doors are opening.
Wow. Very nice.
Till the heart of the devotees. So that is where what we are doing is a larger relevance to society, I felt. So that point you made is very touching.
Hare Krishna. You want?
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you for the wonderful class, especially the point that you started with Utsaha. And that was the essence of the class. Where so Utsaha, everyone has Utsaha, but the problem is where it dwindles. It's like a sine wave, it goes up and sometimes down. For many, many other reasons, how do we overcome this dwindling purpose?
Utsaha, it's a regular Nityotsava. It is in relation with that. So when you have more programs and things in a festival, what happens? There's so many things which will enthuse. Whether it's nice prasadam, it's a night deities, all of you are dressed well, and you talk to each other. So this kind of an occasion, when it comes, naturally you will be in a different world. So the more such programs happen, it is you will get addicted more to such programs. Now, let's say Janmashtami, then Narsim Jayanti. So the more these things happen, but at the one point of time, you should understand this is our every daily Nitya Karma. When you are talking about eternally, every day is Krishna's, it's a festival, is it not? So these 10 to 12 festivals we regularly do, naturally you will come to a position where it becomes. And that is only, it's only by practice. And that sambandha is necessary also. Just like I give you example about your utsaha may not be mine. So what happens in your house, it doesn't. But when you come, everybody is Krishna's house. So everybody will be going towards that. So that's the difference here. So everybody will be converging towards, okay, how to please Krishna. But individually what happens is our own house. So there it's limited. But practice coming to the temple is very, very important. That's what I feel. Anybody wants to add? Anybody from Mataji side? I'm waiting for you. Give her the mic.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the enlightening class, especially to create the right mood for the upcoming festival. And some reflections or points for my learning. What I have noted is you spoke about real business. the real business is to connect to people to Krishna. So I was thinking this is a good opportunity. Like there are many people in our area also. We were contemplating today morning that we can go and explore that place and try to invite them for the upcoming festival. So while you were speaking this, I thought this is a good point to take away and practice in the upcoming festival. And also another point what you made, that if you're not humble, then everything goes down the drain. So I just wanted to keep this and pick the value, pick up the valuable things when we are in Krishna consciousness. What when we are come over here, like you told about humility. What is humility? Control of sense gratification, curbing desires. So these are the takeaways I took from today's class. Hoping I'm able to practice this. Thank you so much, Roji.
Thank you. One of you can go to my room. My mobile is there. My room. One of you can go and get my mobile. I have to speak about that devotee. Yes, anybody else? Mataji, you would like to highlight?
Prabhuji, I really like the point where you said that everything else will happen in life. We don't have to worry according to our prarabdha. Sometimes personally in my life, too much worry about, when there is uncertainty or, in Grastashram, there are so many things. But then it's very enlivening to come and keep hearing, because that keeps reminding us that our focus should not get distracted. The ultimate goal of life is to remain Krishna conscious, keep coming in the association of devotees. Everything else will happen. We should not, it just gave me some hope that not to worry much about other things. No, just keep the focus, keep associating, keep hearing Krishna Katha. So thank you, Prabhuji, very much for that.
Just a reverse in continuing what you said is just flashback of your life. What did you desire? Your parents, where are you now? That means everything has happened. Huh? Praman is there for you. So we are worrying, which we need not worry. But we have to address the future, the present. You have to go to market, you have to bring vegetables, you have to do. What is that? We are adding Krishna there. The difference between Maya and Krishna consciousness is Krishna we add. So thereby our doors are open towards self-realization. But nevertheless, even outside world, people are going on. Simply they are taking whole world is on our head. Nothing is there. The world is on only in Balram, nowhere else. Balram is only holding. We are not holding. We all think the whole world is on us. Nothing happens. So just go back your own life. Look at what has happened. Yeah, everything was okay. Everything is fine. So it's happened. In future also it will happen. So that's the actually very nice point you said. See, this devotee who we have put the picture is Anadi Jagannath. Many of you may know. And today, her mother-in-law, I know her from Middle East. I mean, she is Malaysia. So she sent me a message that she wants to feed all the Vaishnavas. Feeding Vaishnavas means feeding alone not possible. We have to glorify the Vaishnava. What for they did. So I don't know much about, I know him, but he's been serving in some other temple for some time. Now and then I used to be meeting around, so I didn't know much. So I got a brief write-up from that Mataji about this Anadi Prabhu. There was a short circuit in his yatra. So to know about him is Anadi Jagannath Prabhu hailed from a prominent, well-settled family in the state of Orissa. A disciple of Jayapataka Maharaj, has been practicing Krishna consciousness since he started college in 2000. Along with his other responsibilities at Sheshadripuram, he trains his devotees in Bhakti Riksha style preaching. He is a chief facilitator of Gita Gyan, an online program. Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu is known for his lucid style of teaching Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. He will share his decades of long experience realization on the importance of devotional service. A graduate from NIT Calicut, he was holding a managerial position in a software company in Bangalore. As I know about this devotee, he was very close to Jayapatak Maharaj. Even in Los Angeles, he was there in serving. He's a very committed person. And the whole family, his mother-in-law who sent all this, she is a very senior devotee and a very big surgeon in Malaysia. The whole family, and they gave the daughter to him. And they have settled here from quite some time. But the background is he was the right-hand man of Chaitanya Vatari, where in New Mayapur Jagannath. There he was serving for some time. And afterwards he joined Sheshadripuram. And so unfortunately, he left this world. But there's another, this family undergo, her own son, I think 4 or 5 months back, she lost in some disease of COVID or something like that. But if you meet this family, very stable and very firmed up, and they're not lost life or things like that. Maybe they're inside, but they have accepted it gratefully. What I came to know from my dear friend Vibhav, who went to their house, he said that Mataji, who lost the husband, she was preaching to others not to cry. It's very strange, it's not easy the managers were crying, and this Mataji was trying to explain to them, this is what his life is all about. So as I understand this is a natural phenomena in this world where deaths happen. Something happen naturally, some things can happen unnaturally. But for a devotee to understand is that this second chapter of Bhagavata is very important for us, because we cannot think what has happened. We cannot be shaken up that way. Oh my God, he was serving so nicely, Krishna taken him away. Krishna never takes anybody. You are always there. He's just like, it's my understanding, I'm just giving you an example. He is a devotee, any person, let's say she is in the bank. She is serving in the bank for 4 or 5 years and like that. Suddenly she gets transferred to another place. And she had a committed service. People around there were all happy with her. Suddenly get transferred. What happens? What these people can do? In the same way, in Krishna consciousness, we have just like the 6 kids in the Bhagavatam, when Krishna before, they were killed right in front of Krishna was born. They were all taken away. So what happens is, in our journey of our Atma Vignan, time, place, and circumstances, we may be having a short duration, we may be having a long duration. Okay. So in that process, some may leave early, and it will be their service may be somewhere else, or they might have come to complete their previous what is left over and gone. So it can happen to devotees, it can happen to sannyasis. Even many sannyasis have left in accidents. This corona has taken so many people. So these are all part of our life. Yes, there is one loss what this movement has to go. To understand this aspect of Srila Prabhupada, many times when he was undergoing very difficult times, he asked his disciples, pray to Krishna, my mission is not complete. Very important point he makes. He tells, but the same Prabhupada, when he was in the last stages of his life, he never asked his disciples, please pray for me. He said, just chant Hare Krishna. He says, I want to live now. So in Acharya, when we understand all this, our life is not in our hands. It's in Krishna's hands. Any moment we may wind up and can happen. Yes, loss for us that this movement can go. Materially, there is no loss because Jiva is protected by Krishna. There are so many people in this corona, parents have gone, child is remaining. So government comes forward. In the same way, in Krishna's world, death has no place. There is always sun. So Prabhu has left this world. Krishna has taken care of him. But it is a caution for you that are you really ready to live? So ready to live in two aspects is you may think, okay, my kids are there, my father is there, my mother is there. No, insurance policy is also there. So do all that. But are you ready to, are you qualified to go into Krishna's hands? So that is what makes us more conscious. I also lost my dear friend very close to me about a few years back. He was very close. If he was there, I'm sure he would have built the temple because he was super rich and super intelligent, super dedicated. But Krishna took him away. And it's also same accident. He was also in his 40, 41. So meditating on all these things, it helps us to understand, yeah, it only is one thing you should reflect on our own life. Oh, Krishna has given me life, everything is okay. Let me be protective. So my Guru Maharaj wrote that if you all have got scooter, be careful. So certain things we can be conscious. Now suddenly I can say, you buy a car, and I will have to give you a check also. So it's not possible. So each one have to be very careful and go forward. So life is, very precious. Actually, this body is very precious. So this Atma is sitting there. It is more precious. So take care of this body. And this is a lesson for all of us. In the same way, we lost one more devotee yesterday. Of course, he was in his 80s. He just called me 3 hours before operation. He was going to. Narahari Prabhu, please pray for me. So he was going for heart operation. So I don't know what to pray. The person is very serious. Then after 3 o'clock, I got a news he left this world. I just came and said, Krishna should remember him. That's all. What I don't have anything to say. It's very, very difficult what to pray for devotees, what desires they have. If they say, you pray for me for a long life, if you're on the deathbed, what kind of long life you can think of? So it's a very peculiar thing when devotees say, pray for us, is what should we pray? If they definitely say for this, we can look. But if their desires is different from what we pray, it will not come together. It will go something else. We can always pray for being Krishna consciousness is the general aspect. My Guru Maharaj says, Krishnamati Bhava. So like that, that is one aspect. Sometimes it bewilders us. What should we pray? The pray is always take birth in a Vaishnava place wherever we are. Thank you very much. So let's pray, Lord, chant together 3 times Hare Krishna mantra for these 2 devotees. And look at that person who died. He actually was in Mayapur. They have a beautiful house. But due to medical, he had to come back to Bangalore. His 2 children are in US. They are in Australia. One son has come here. But look at life is, nobody is with us. This is Maya. It's very dangerous. She is very, very cruel. Know whom we want is only all doctors are there around us. They are nothing but doing this. Nobody has to chant Hare Krishna with us. It's the Vaishnavas who can do. So this is an opportunity. Let's all chant Hare Krishna and cautiously lead this life so that it becomes useful to this moment. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavata Kim ki, Krishna Mahotsav ki. Yeah. And you will be having our Srila Prabhupada in our new temple. We will be having a new altar presented to Srila Prabhupada on Prabhupada appearance day. 125th year we will be first offering the hall to Prabhupada, then slowly to Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai ki Jai. Let us all thank His Grace Narahari Chaitanya Prabhu for this wonderful enlightening class and the concept of how he built the mood of Janmashtami by allowing us to give it back to everyone. And Kannada translation was done by His Grace Suvinay Nityananda Prabhu. Let us chant loudly once Hare Krishna Mahamantra to express our gratitude for both these wonderful devotees. Hare Krishna. Today's Prashadam is sponsored in the memory of His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu, and the sponsors are sponsored by His Grace Tattvavit Prabhuji and Her Grace Shanti Rupa Mataji, who are the parents of Her Grace Vrinda Maharani Mataji, who is the wife of Anadi Jagannath Prabhu. Let us at least once chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra for these wonderful devotees. Hare Krishna. In continuation with the theme that Prabhuji had and this wonderful encouragement that Prabhuji has given, we will be having Nagar Sankirtan for at least 30 minutes in and around this vicinity. There will be two groups formed. One group would be led by His Grace Ashokar Prabhu, and I think one more group is being formed. So kindly requesting devotees to participate in this Nagar Sankirtan, and we'll be distributing pamphlets also. And Prashadam for those devotees who will be joining the Nagar Sankirtan will be available once you come back after the Nagar Sankirtan. And also for, in terms of giving it back during Janmashtami, there are many wonderful services and sevas available during 18th, on the day of 18th. So many of devotees have registered through those Google Sheets. We'll again kindly request those devotees who have not yet registered for this seva. There are umpteen sevas available. Please register into this WhatsApp group. There is a Google Sheet which has been circulated in the WhatsApp group. The upcoming festival, anybody can guess which is the upcoming festival? Balram Jayanti on 12th. So celebration will be in the evening, starting at 4 p.m., which will have Palaki surround, which we'll take the Palakis around this temple. There will be Abhisheka, Aarti, and Katha by Maharaj, and also Prashadam. And from tomorrow, Jhulan Yatra starts for 5 days. And tomorrow is Ekadashi. Fast breaking, I think, is from 6/5 onwards, 6/5 to till 19. And also, we had last Sunday, we had announced a couple of yatras that are coming up. There is another opportunity for a yatra to Vrindavan Dham. And that is from August 14th to 20th. During Kartik Mas, it is from October 14th till 20th. Cost tentatively is 20,000, but the important piece is there are very limited seats available due to all other conditions when we are going to the yatra. So those who are interested, they have to register today. Mataji will be available. So please, if you want to book your seats, please register today. I'll request Mataji to announce in Kannada.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸೊ ಈ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ ಉತ್ಸವ ಮುಂದಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ವೃಂದಾವನ ಯಾತ್ರವನ್ನ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಇದು ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ 14ರಿಂದ 20ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು. ಸೊ ವೃಂದಾವನ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲ್ಡ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಿ ತುಳಿತಾ ಇದೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೃಂದಾವನ್ ಯಾತ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆನೂ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತುಂಬ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಗೊಂದು ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಸೀಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟಿದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಯಾರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ವೃಂದಾವನ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು, ವೃಂದಾವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತನ ದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಸೆ ಇದೆಯೋ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ವೆರಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಸೀಟ್ಸೇ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ಬೇಗ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ.
Thank you, Mataji. Please assemble outside on the portico for those who are interested to go for Nagar Sankirtan. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai Krishna ki jai. Lakshmi Jai Bhagwan ki jai. Gaur Nitai ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai.
Please join the it is appointed at 5 next week. Jagannath will be happy. We all
Thank you for joining the class today. We is continuing from tomorrow at 8 a.m. Nityam. I'll just end the session now. Hare Krishna, one second. Motivation.